TravelingMel.com. Hello everybody, and today we are going to take you to the Highland Folk Museum. It's our last day here in Cullen, so we're headed south to Edinburgh, and this is kind of on the way. It's off the A9 in Newtonmore. It's free entry. They do ask for a donation, but it's free, and it is a folk museum, so it's about people, everyday life, and stretches from the 1700s into the 1930s. So we're going to check out and see what it is and show you around this mile-long park. It is a beautiful day, as you can tell the fact that I'm only wearing a t-shirt today, and it is a little warm compared to what we've been used to. So we hope you enjoy this little tour, and here we go.
Highland Cottage. It was built around the 1890s. It's pretty dark, but it's really pretty. There's a nice chimney over there. This box is really cool. And don't know if I'd want to live here, but it's really interesting.
A summer house in the 1970s, I think. It's pretty cool. It does not smell very good. Feels like you should start coughing and then your lungs turn black, but that's just me.
The summer house was built with reused railway tracker sleepers, like many of the ones in the area.
That was kind of interesting. There's this game called Shinty here in Scotland that I hadn't heard of before. It's similar to curling in Ireland, and I think we may have seen some folks playing that over in Inverness the other day, some kids, and on an organized field team. It's looks like it's pretty rough stuff, but also I don't know. It's one of those little local flavor things that that makes travel interesting. Well, we're going pretty quickly through this living history museum. It's not really living history, it's a folk museum. It's pretty interesting the way they've set things up, different houses for different periods. And they've got displays of, plates, and they have it set up the way it would have been set up at the time period it's illustrating. So that's pretty cool to see the little details that, we've seen in movies and that sort of thing, but to get to see them up close and in the place they would be used is pretty interesting.
We just went to the sweet shop and we were going to get ice cream, but someone left the freezer open last night, so instead we got these delicious old-fashioned drinks.
What did you get, Wanda?
I got a rose lemonade, and it is rosy, for sure.
Benny, what did you get?
I got a ginger beer, and I cannot take more than a tiny sip at a time. It's so spicy.
So delicious. And then Anders, and we all got some candy too, from the candy bars.
Anders is practicing for the Ministry of Silly Walks. smoky in here. And I believe what they're burning in here is peat, which smells a lot like coal. You can see that smoke rising up there to the sunlight. That's a shaft of light, not a beam. It's almost impossible to breathe in here. That's a long shot, but it is smoky. You can see why people didn't live long. They must have had incredible respiratory issues. But this is a longhouse. Ugh. Well, I think that's going to be the end of our tour here. We sort of had to speed through it a little bit. It is pretty big in terms of distance covered, but I think my favorite is this 1700s village with the recreated houses and a couple of living history folks to explain things and a bunch of terms that I've already forgotten. But it's cool. I love doing this sort of thing where you can have people to ask questions of and get some responses and see the things that were everyday things that were in use, you know, what is that, 300 years ago? So all in all, a success. We're gonna head back to the car, maybe get a little sip of something, and then head on down to Edinburgh. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Still waiting to see if YouTube will get their comments going, but in the meantime, hit us up on TravelingMel.com and give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Also, subscribe if you haven't done that. We're going to be documenting as much as we can of our European summer. And we will be letting you know there's a little bell up top that you can click, and that'll give you a notification when we post a new video. Trying to do it regularly, but with everything else it can get out of schedule. So that's a good thing to do. And share with your friends. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Bye.